Guess who's back, 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 back again, and Trump is back, back, back. Tell a friend. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and yeah, we're gonna dip our little toe into politics again because this is technically app-related news, it's technically technology, it's social media, or maybe it's just because I've been talking about this for so long, I wanted to reach it to its natural conclusion. So anyway, we all know that Trump, Donald John Trump, the 45th President of the United States, and the guy who legitimately lost to Joe Biden, I'm just throwing that out there, he has been kicked off of Twitter, Facebook, social media. Basically, Trump got Alex Jonesed. Basically, big tech media decided they didn't like him, they didn't want him on their platforms, and they got rid of him. Now, I've personally got mixed feelings about that, and I've stated those opinions over and over again, but just a little bit of a refresher. I do not disagree with removing certain tweets and posts from Donald Trump that I believe were, insightful of violence. There were tweets like that. Can't quote them now because they're not on the internet anymore, but you know what I'm saying. But I don't know if I actually agree with the way he was purged. It seemed like a very coordinated effort to get the guy off of the internet altogether. Basically, big tech decided they didn't like him, so he was out. And you know what? I think that's way too much power for big tech. However, there have been rumors, and we've reported on those rumors, that Trump was not done with the internet. If you honestly thought Trump was going to go silently into the night, you either never read his tweets, you never read his Facebook posts, you never saw his White House briefings. Heck, you probably didn't even watch an episode of The Apprentice. Because if you had done any of those things, you would know that Donald Trump hates losing, he will not be silenced, and he will find a way to get around that. And one of the ways that had been rumored was that Trump was considering creating a new social media platform, basically so that he could have his own Twitter. I mean, here's the thing. Donald Trump made Twitter what it was the last 4 years. You were on Twitter because you wanted to see what Trump was tweeting, and Twitter's been suffering ever since they got rid of him. So it really would make a lot of sense from a business perspective, which, hey, Trump is all about business, that his next big thing would be a social media platform in vein of Twitter and Parler. I think that would be like a great business venture for him, actually, because guess what? If you want to speak candidly on a website without getting banned, you basically own the website. And, well, yesterday, Donald Trump did wind up back on the internet, although not quite in the way a lot of us were expecting him to show up, and in some cases, maybe not the way some would have hoped. And let's take a look at that website now. But this is Trump's next big project, or at least it's the beginning of his next project. It is www.45office.com. Interestingly, I half expected them to call it 45 in office, as I expected Trump to continue to subtly play up the fact that he believes he won the election, but that does not appear to be the case here. Now, let's look at the website, and let's look at it critically. And my nose is itchy, I'm very sorry. But Donald Trump, 45th President of the United States, and it looks very elegant and simple. There's a lot of pictures of Trump in office with the military, his wife. There's him doing his press briefings when he was president. There's even a picture in here. I mean, you don't see it right now, but there was a picture of, him shaking Kim Jong-un hand, which I believe the meetings with North Korea were one of the most interesting things that happened. There it is. That happened with his presidency. I mean, my dad is of the opinion that Kim was manipulating Trump. Maybe he was. I don't know. No, but I still thought that it was cool that, Trump became like the first president in maybe ever. I don't know, but it was very at least a very, very long time to actually take steps in the forbidden zone between North and South Korea. So, I mean, look, Trump was a very interesting president. I might not agree with everything he did, but he had some outside the box ideas that were very interesting. So what is the point of all of this, aside from the fact to, show off Trump's photos? Well, you can contact the office of Donald J. Trump, help fulfill our promise to put America first. And here's a little description of the site. The office of Donald J. Trump is committed to preserving the magnificent legacy of the Trump administration while at the same time advancing the America First agenda. Through civic engagement and public activism, the office of Donald J. Trump will strive to inform, educate, and inspire Americans from all walks of life as we seek to build a truly great American future. Through this office, President Trump will remain a tireless champion for the hard-working men and women of our great country and for their right to live in safety, dignity, prosperity, and peace. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, that's anyone's guess at this point. This could just be a way for Trump to make press briefings. After all, there's a section here that says press, and you can inquire. Here's something for the press inquiry. We have the about, and this is a little bit about him and Melania. Then you have contact, which you can share your thoughts. You can request a greeting. Well, that'll be interesting. Like, can we request a greeting? What's that actually look like? Thank you for interest in receiving a greeting from Donald J. Trump and Melania Trump for your special occasion. Please allow up to 6 weeks for processing your request. Due to the volume of greeting requests President Mr. Trump received, we will not provide status updates. Additionally, please do not resubmit your request. Duplicate requests will be... So you can actually, request something. So I'm very, very, very tempted to request a birthday greeting from my dad. I know he would kill me if I actually did that, but I would definitely be very... That's a very, very tempting thing to do, but I'm probably not going to do that. Anyway, I kind of got sidetracked there. Let's get back to the original thing. So, on the looks of this thing, it kind of almost looks respectable. It looks clean. It actually looks like the beginning of a re-election campaign website, which I don't think is actually going to happen. I'm actually personally not under the impression Trump will run again. I don't think he would even get the nomination at this point. I think he became too much of a distraction. But that's what it looks like. But the description's a little bit different. Through civic engagement and public activism, the office of Donald J. Trump will strive to inform, educate, and inspire Americans from all walks of life as we seek to build a truly great American future. Through this office, President Trump will remain a tireless champion for hardworking men. So here's what I think this is. This might actually be the beginning of his social media platform. I think what's going to happen is it's going to start with some press releases from Donald Trump. Then it'll probably start sharing some news articles. And then at the end of the day, there will be engagement. I believe that there will be a social media element there. And I think 45 Office might just become a new multimedia news and media social media network. I think that's what we're looking at here. At the time being, again, it looks like a re-election campaign website. Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it will be none of those things. But I think Trump does know that he had like a huge following Twitter. I think he knows that he made Twitter what it was in the last 4 years. For better or for worse, that's just how it is. And he's looking for his next big thing. And his next big thing is the internet. That's where his followers are. That's where they gathered. I believe that this is where they're going to gather. I mean, look, I can already tell you right now that 45 Office has been bookmarked by many people I know who voted for Trump both times. And they're watching this site like a hawk. They're just waiting for him to say something. It's actually kind of creepy, to be honest. So I know there's millions of people like that. And they will definitely be looking forward to what the next step is. And in fact, let's even look back at this. I mean, it actually even kind of makes sense because if you just take away, this could be the logo. You could just move it over a little bit. And you could have like the account right here. And you could have the wall here. You can make this easily the next Facebook or Twitter. Like, there's a lot of room for that to grow. So, yeah, anyway, Trump's back on the internet. He's got his own website. And as long as it's not being hosted by Amazon Web Services, I guess this is going to be a big thing now. I will be curious to know who is hosting the site because none of the big tech companies want to host Donald Trump's website. I'm pretty sure Google doesn't want to. I know Amazon doesn't want to. So I wonder if this is being hosted by a Russian site or something. That would be interesting if this was being hosted by a Russian site, this very patriotic-looking website. That's going to be fascinating to find out what that looks like. But I do want to know, what do you think about this? Are you going to be visiting 45office.com anytime soon? What do you think the ultimate goal of this website is? Do you think it's the beginning of a re-election campaign? Do you believe it's the beginning of a social media network? Or do you think it's maybe even just something simpler? Maybe it's just a personal fan site to himself. Maybe we're not going to see anything more than videos and articles and pictures of the best times of Donald Trump as president, and it's basically going to be a fan site that is run by the subject of the fans' eyes. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see where this site goes. But I would like to know what you think of it. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.